There's understandably been a lot of talk about Kamala Harris lately, but one conversation I haven't heard much about is how the right's portrayal of her would affect a Harris ticket. So this week for Mother Jones, I want to dissect how the right has been presenting Harris to the public for the last 4 years, how this differs from 2016, how far the misogynoir or deeply ingrained prejudice against black women runs, and how they might have shot themselves in the foot this time. Because even as right-wing pundits ramp up their attacks against Harris, it still feels like they're missing that little bit of misogynist magic that really won them 2016.
Kamala Harris was Hillary Clinton in blackface tonight.
As the affirmative action Vice President.
But I would say that she probably gets more favorable treatment because of her race and gender.
On paper, Kamala Harris is everything the right hates. She's an intelligent black woman, second in line to the presidency. Harris has an accomplished career as a senator and a DA. She's earned multiple degrees, and maybe worst of all, she has no biological children. By all logic, right-wing media should be painting Harris the same way they painted Hillary Clinton, but worse because, she's black. But outlets like Fox and Newsmax went a completely different direction. For the last 4 years, instead of telling their audience that Kamala is some evil political sorceress, that she wants to ruin America with gay immigrants and trans windmills, they've been saying this.
She kind of comes off a little Meghan Markle-y.
She is a really shallow, uneducated, and uneducatable person.
She's like a biracial werewolf.
Like a vacuous, incompetent female vice president.
They just can't sell one of Montel Williams' hoes to the country.
According to right-wing media, Vice President Kamala Harris is a joke. She's a punchline. She's a hoe. She's a DEI hire. That's one of those phrases where even if you don't know what DEI stands for, you know it's racist. And none of this is great. It's condescending and degrading and racist and sexist. But that happens to any woman the right hates. But after years of watching right-wing media as a job, I found they sort women into 2 categories. Women conservatives don't want to sleep with, because obviously that's her life purpose, and women conservatives desperately want to sleep with, but never will. One of those is irredeemable in their eyes, and I'll let you guess which one. Now, each of these categories has their own subsections. In the former, you've got your frigid bitches, your ugly lesbians, your woke nags. Villainization is the name of the game, and Hillary Clinton is the poster child for everything that idea stands for. She's old and stale. She's an overeducated bitch who'll castrate you if you let her. I heard she drinks baby blood and started ISIS. Honestly, at this point, we should probably execute her.
I never said she should be assassinated. What I said she should go in front of the firing squad for treason.
To anyone watching right-wing media, Hillary Clinton is the antithesis of everything good and moral in the world. And you know she's dangerous because you don't get hard when you look at her pantsuits.
When she comes on television, I involuntarily cross my legs.
I cross my legs every time she talks. Do you really cross your legs when Hillary Clinton talks?
Oh, every time.
But no matter what, the coverage usually plays out in one of 2 ways. Either overt sexualization or a more subtle touch. Rather than constantly attacking her looks, the right will attack everything else about her. But they still would because they don't constantly complain about her unfuckability. The conversation is focused around condescension. She's more of a bimbo we can point and laugh at rather than Hitler's successor. It's the stuff that makes men feel really big and cool.
Kamala Harris has now become the jive-speaking spokesperson of equity.
So now we come back to the idea of a Kamala candidacy. When Hillary Clinton ran in 2016, the stage had already been set. Fox News and Rush Limbaugh and every right-wing figure you can think of had spent over 2 decades making her into a supervillain. Hillary Clinton already had so much baggage that it had bled into normal discourse. In contrast, Fox News has had 4 years to focus on Kamala Harris. And the most sinister thing they've come up with is that she's a DEI Vice President. Once again, even with no context, it just sounds like a racist dog whistle. Her candidacy would bring outrage. There is no doubt about that. Black women suffer a disproportionate amount of attacks from the right.
There she is, acting all gangsta.
But when it comes to the influence of right-wing media on a Kamala candidacy so far, their only narratives that have truly penetrated the mainstream are her laugh and her ditziness.
She just wants to flaunt it, and I think she wants to flirt a little bit.
She's more ineffective than evil.
Total diva.
Like many vice presidents, Kamala Harris has been a convenient drop-off for the more complicated issues that the Biden administration doesn't want the president to be saddled with, at least publicly. This ranges from the border to abortion, and she's definitely been attacked on both of those fronts. But for the last 4 years, Kamala has managed to stay clean from those major tabloid scandals that Fox salivates over. Even the latest right-wing attacks on Harris have fallen short of their usual frothy barrage of woman-hating.
It's very easy to make, say, a DEI hire. Yeah. But it's almost impossible to do a DEI fire.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
They're shallow, which is great if you want to condescend to powerful women, I guess. But if you want to truly influence the mainstream, influence those people who didn't like Trump but also didn't like Hillary, or maybe this time around aren't impressed with Biden, ditsy and cackling don't sound that bad. I mean, if you're a center-right baby boomer who's worried about losing their social security or military benefits to Project 2025, Kamala Harris may as well be the lesser of two evils. And that's something Hillary Clinton could never manage. Because the right's strong point is their long game. It's how Roe got overturned. It's why we have to worry about Project 2025 in the first place. But when it comes to Kamala Harris, it feels like right-wing media has been remarkably short-sighted. By not hitting her seriously over the last 4 years, the national electorate isn't primed to turn against her with Pavlovian ease. They don't have a trigger phrase like Benghazi or a sticky nickname like Crooked Hillary. Right now, there are already moves being made to attack Harris if she's the nominee, but so much of this messaging is pushed by the right-wing media. Those two parties are clearly not on the same page. At least, not yet. The whole cackling idiot narrative is the one that stuck, but pundits are definitely going to go back and look at their old lines of attack, sharpening their focus on her sex life or her woke policies or something new altogether. But they've got a lot of ground to make up. Even as Harris's importance in this race skyrockets, Fox is still struggling to villainize her properly.
She reads to children and their literacy scores drop. Crazy.
Americans definitely, Greg, hate Black history makers.
We're going to keep an eye on right-wing media outlets to see how they pivot in real time. But that's going to take at least another week, because right now, this seems to be the best they've got.
If the test for president is can you cackle, is the test, can you laugh in the middle of your statement? Can you not be ever serious? She passes with flying colors.
I'm really excited to be working with Mother Jones. I'll be producing weekly content on our current political and media landscape. Don't forget to follow Mother Jones on social media and check out their website for more of their excellent coverage on the 2024 election.